Dune by Herbert Douchebag. Dune starts out with Duke Leto and his son Paul and his favorite hooker arriving on this planet called, I don't remember what it's called. Paul and his mom are hanging out, and then this old lady shows up, and she's all like, "Oh my god, Paul's mom, I haven't seen you in like so long." And the old lady is like, "Hey, Pa, you want to put your hand in this trap?" And Paul's like, "Okay." So Paul puts his hand inside of this trap thing, right? And then it turns out it's like a Chinese finger trap, and then Paul gets his hand out. And then the old lady's like, "Oh my god, you passed the test. You're special." And Paul's like, "Well, I already knew that." And then after that, we find out that Paul is really smart and stuff, and his dad's he's checking out the planet, and there's a bunch of worms and stuff. And then Paul's teacher, Mr. Gray, Teacher Man is there, and he's all like, he. I'm gonna kill the Leto family because I secretly work for the other family that is opposed to the Letos, the Juliets or something. Anyway, bad teacher man puts a robot thing, killbot, in Paul's room, and Paul's like, "Oh my god!" So he smashes it, and then all the bad guys from the Juliets or whatever show up, and they kill Paul's dad, and then Paul's mom and Paul himself get away. Excuse me, I burped. Anyway, Paul's mom and Paul get away, and Paul's like, "Oh my god, my dad is dead." And then Paul's mom's like, "Shut up, bitch! We gotta survive!" So they're traveling around the wilderness, and they come across this tribe, and tribe's like, "Hey, you guys, you're outsiders and stuff." And Paul's mom's like, "No shit, Sherlock." And then basically Paul fights one of the dudes and like kills him. And then they get into their ritual or something. And then Paul's mom eats some spices. And then Paul eats some spices. And everyone becomes a member of the Spice Girls. And then like a couple years go by, and then Paul's like this super badass after being a whiny little bitch for most of the book, and he's all like, "Yo, girlfriend," and she's like, "Oh, Paul, I'm pregnant with our baby," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna do some more spices." And then Paul's mom is like, she's really important or something. The other family that hates the Leto shows up or something, and they got this giant dick tube that's like having sex with the planet or something, and then Paul's all like, "Hey, dick tube spaceship, you can't do that." So him and some other dudes from the tribe climb up it, and they kill all the dudes. But then the other bad guys, they have Paul's pregnant wife's baby, and well, I guess she's not pregnant anymore because she had the baby. And they're like, "They're gonna kill the baby if you continue this attack, Paul." And Paul's like, I don't care." And then they kill his baby, and he's all like, crawling, and then he's like, "I don't care, I'll just have another baby." And then they move on, and then Paul's sister does something. I forgot she existed, but she kills some fat douchebag. And then Paul's like, "Yo, Emperor dude who's been working with the evil people, I'm gonna totally marry your daughter and become sun god." And then the Emperor's like, okay. And then Paul's mom shows up out of nowhere, and she's all like, yo, Sun Goddess, hey, you and me are gonna be like sisters because we're both filthy, dirty whores. Yeah, that's pretty much why I hate Dune. It's stupid. Ugh.